It's truly, you have to have a servant's heart. And if you have a servant's heart, this is a good business for you. If you do not have a servant's heart, you should find another business, because
Right.
you have to be able to come with that love. The license plate on my truck is verb love. Love's an action. It's something you do.
Right.
It's not the feelings you get or the warm and fuzzies with your girl. It's when you're loving somebody. It could be a perfect stranger. It could be the homeless guy that you got a sandwich. It could be volunteering at the warming shelter at nights when it's really cold, which y'all don't have that down there in Florida, but we do here. But that's loving people.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Micah Johnson, and today I'm joined by Rhett Barnes, who's been making some serious moves in real estate now for over 2 decades. Rhett, welcome in, man. Glad to have you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm excited for our talk today. I think our listeners are going to take something away from how you're approaching your business, the long road that you're thinking about, the long game you're trying to play. I think it's very important for those getting into real estate to have that in mind, because this is one of the best get rich slow schemes you can do. And
Fair.
it's almost for sure if you do it the right way for long enough. So let's dive in there, man. For people who may not know you yet, what's your main focus right now, and what markets do you operate in?
Well, we're in Middle Tennessee. I live in the Clarksville area, but we operate throughout Nashville and several other areas around Nashville. And our focus is residential sales and property management. So helping folks change to move on to their next chapter and sell what they have. Buyers, whether it be first-time buyer or an experienced buyer that's bought several homes, and then trying to be an asset to those folks that want to have a portfolio of rentals that follow them either from military base to military base, like what we have here, or just in their community wanting to have assets that at some point can cash out, become the retirement income, that sort of thing.
Excellent, man. So take us back. What led us here? How'd you get to where you are today?
Well, so when I was 20 years old, I was not in real estate, but I had a connection there. I had just a desire at some point I'm going to own, because we never owned a home as a kid. Actually, my dad passed away when I was a young kid, and when we had a house, it wasn't very big. We lived in a lot of mobile trailers that we rented and whatnot, and so, it was just, I recognized something I wanted different for me, for my children and whatnot. So, I bought my first two rentals when I was 20 years old. So I had here, don't think because you're 19 or 20, you can't buy a house. Bought my first 2 rentals before I even bought me something to live in. And so,
Also what your early 20s are for.
yeah, yes. So, I bought those first 2, and my experiences were on one, I definitely learned some lessons which have proven valuable through my entire career. Although I was mad at them at the time, I learned a lot of lessons that even my clients today benefit from that experience. And so I'm not mad at that anymore. And then with those two properties and the result that brought into my personal finances was fantastic. And I was like, I need to rinse and repeat like the shampoo bottle. I need to do this again. And that's where it started. And so I didn't get professionally into real estate at that point. I had my rentals and I managed those and I still had a job, but I knew when I left that job where I was going. And I was in that job for about 4 years, September 15th of 99 to October 10th of 2004. I remember it well. And so I knew when I left that where I was headed. And I think I probably delayed it too long. And October 10th, 2004, I knew that day it's time to go. And we made that happen. I went straight into real estate school and tutored some kids on the side to make some extra money and real estate school. And I'm all in. And so became a real estate agent in May of 2005. And not looking back, so.
Love that. Love that. Now, do you have your own brokerage today, or you have a team within a different brokerage? How are you set up now?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So I was within Keller Williams for about 15 years, and a lot of culture and lessons learned and things that I appreciate from that time. And then after about 15 years, we opened our own. So we actually opened two different company names. So we operate property management separately, but the Barnes Group is our sales company, and I have a couple of platforms there. We've got team member agents that are on a team platform, and then we have the individual agents, typically more experienced, have at least 3 years in the business, have a certain amount of sales under their coat, and so they need a little bit less and have maybe a little bit different setup for themselves. And then on the team platform, we provide different things. Like we provide admin for our team. The other folks are going to provide their own admin, different things like that. So we have both of those set up within the Barnes Group. And then our rental company is That Rent Life. And so we only do property management under That Rent Life. Trying to develop that. Did a good job this last year developing property management, looking for way bigger even this year, 2026. And so that's what we're doing today.
Love that, man. And why property management? What led you to that part here, this section of your career?
Well, in the very beginning, before I was an agent, I wanted rental property. I wanted to be the person that was getting paid the rent instead of paying the rent. And
Right.
and that's really where it started. Property management today, some of both, some of those properties we manage are my personal properties, and I want that to be a part of our property management company, but then managing others, because that diversifies within the property management company where the income comes from, the overall value of the company, and developing the contracts with the owners and the contracts with the renters to develop the overall value of that company. We're doing that because at some point, I want to be more working on the business and less in the business.
Gotcha.
And I think that's the
Gotcha, man.
avenue for that.
I love that, man. And it is. It's one thing that I love about real estate, especially the guys I know that have been going at this for quite some time, and girls that I know. there comes a point of their career where they're so good at one thing that they add in that next thing. It just makes sense. And it always is some kind of vertical integration's the term you hear a lot. And all it simply means is it's another business that lines up with what you're doing, where the actions you're taking benefit pretty much all of them. And what I love
Yeah.
about one thing I'm big on, I got in the business as a realtor as well. And the best realtors you can work with, in my opinion, are the ones that operate in the business themselves. What being a realtor showed me was like, this industry promotes insider trading. It's the only one that does. Like, you can
Yeah.
literally, you can get paid to do it while also learning about all the best deals and really getting first crack at them for a lot of
Yeah.
times, depending on if that's what you want to do in your career. Again, it's big. It's some folks don't want to be a realtor. That's fine. It's a big umbrella. Find your place in it. But then you'll find that spot. And then over time goes, okay, what's that next thing that lines up with it? You're already owning rentals. You're running a real estate brokerage, property management. You're already doing it. You're already doing it for yourself. And that lines up with too, working with someone who's done it and understands and even manages their own inside that same company. It's very beneficial because you're dealing with someone who's seen it, who knows, versus someone who doesn't understand. And one thing I know about property management, you got to like people. You got to,
Yes, you do.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
there's a personality that does really well at it, and there's some that don't do well at it. And the ones that do, man, y'all can kill it.
You definitely have to like people, no matter which part of real estate that you're in. And I think having a passion for watching what can happen for other people, whether it's buying their first house, helping them buy their second and make their first rental, you're developing the same thing for them. You're helping them do what you're doing for yourself. Very much enjoy that part of what we do.
I love that, man. I love that. There's an analogy I use for that about a door. You found a door that was closed, even in your life. Actually, your story set this up. You found a door, you opened it, and then left it open, and then have built ways for other people to follow you through the door. I think it's the best thing that we could ever do for each other is when if you solved a hard problem and learned it, leave it open behind you so folks can follow through. Hey, this is how you do it. This is how you keep giving back and showing up for folks in a way where, like you said, man, your dream, you knew you wanted this one thing because based on your experience. And now that simple desire has led to the fact that other people get to enjoy it. That's something I just love about real estate.
Same, same. It's truly, you have to have a servant's heart. And if you have a servant's heart, this is a good business for you. If you do not have a servant's heart, you should find another business because
Right.
you have to be able to come with that love. The license plate on my truck is verb love. Love's an action. It's something you do.
Right.
It's not the feelings you get or the warm and fuzzies with your girl. It's when you're loving somebody. It could be a perfect stranger. It could be the homeless guy that you got a sandwich. It could be volunteering at the warming shelter at nights when it's really cold, which y'all don't have that down there in Florida, but we do here. But that's loving people, and you can love somebody you don't even know. When we have clients come in, I'm working with a young couple now, and they're just wonderful. And she was very hesitant in the beginning. She's like, my last experience up in Illinois, it was just a terrible experience. And she explained all of her experiences. And so I made a point with her through this process. We found a house. We're under contract now. The negotiations with the counteroffers, all through the process, I keep checking her. I say, how am I doing? Am I doing okay? And she's like, and so then I get, those random text messages. I appreciate you so much. This has been such a good experience. And that matters. That matters to me in a big way.
Well, and it shows something we were talking about pre-recording of what it when you do that and the secret sauce is actually caring, that's something Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. He says it about 3/4 of the way through. The secret sauce to all this is when you actually care, it unlocks all that for people where you can show up for them in a way that actually serves them, right? And by doing that, you always get served. It's you don't have to trade one for the other when you do it that way. And your business now, you were saying this pre-recording, you've gone 21 years and your referral game is strong. And that is the actions that create it, is when you treat people right and take care of them, they don't just come back, they send everybody back. They send all their people to you because this is a performance business. If you don't realize that, it's very much a performance-based business. You have to show up for them, and they don't understand the experience, especially when you're working in the retail world. People don't buy houses that often in that space. They don't have no idea what's going on. More than they could have imagined has changed between the time they first bought it and they second bought it. And this is the next thing they're buying. And it is, you got to show up for them and be there. And if you will, you get blessed in some big ways and it doesn't stop.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
True story. And we show up for them in so many different ways in our industry. We were joking about it yesterday about how, although we're not a lawyer, there's my disclaimer notice. We're not a lawyer. We're not, but we're the lawyer and we're the counselor and we're the marriage counselor and all of these different roles, because so much is going on during real estate transactions, whether it be emotions and life changes and moves and, getting ready for all of that stuff. And we get called for pretty much all the questions. I don't mind that one bit, but it's just a fact of what we do. We wear a lot of hats. So you gotta be able to connect with people and have a heart for serving people.
Here's an interesting thing I noticed about real estate, and this is probably beyond that, but I've noticed it in real estate. Because one thing that's very interesting about this industry is all your prior experience plays into it because you're relating to people. And the folks that do really well in this industry seem to have gone through some pretty hard stuff. And those things they went through give you a tremendous ability to relate to people and have patience with people. And I was like, wow, that's very interesting. The fact that, we all don't ask for the way that we grow up.
Yeah.
However, when you go through hard things, if you deal with it well and you live through it well, it pays back later in some ways that you couldn't even imagine. And I noticed it over and over again in real estate, where I was like, my whole past life, and I've done a ton of different things and been through some stuff, but I was thinking about, man, weirdly enough, it all relates into this and how you relate to other people, and fascinating. So it was like that hard lesson then has paid me a lot of money now by just
Yeah.
understanding everybody's human, everybody's complex. We all have far more in common than we do different. And when you
Everybody needs
start
grace.
there, yeah. And then everybody needs a place to live. And so it's like this ground level connection where if you show up at that foundational level for them, which is what you're talking about, yep, marriage counselor, all the counseling,
All of that.
everybody, you end up being a lot of people. But when you do it well, like, I don't know, I lost my train of thought there at the end, but it was just the fact that when you can relate well and do that, this business very much thrives on that. You can
Absolutely.
use hard things and turn them into a really great living and a really good life by interacting with an industry that rewards you for dealing well with people.
100%. People, when they come to you, and that's probably why the referral source is so strong, when they come to you, they are wanting a connection. They're truly buying you
Mhm.
because there's a fee associated with what I do. And so they're truly buying me, and they don't want to just buy anybody. They want to buy the person that relates to them. They want to buy the person that has the knowledge base to protect them. I've got, sometimes I'm an expert witness in court cases where there's a divorce situation and real estate's involved, different things, valuations and all that stuff. And their attorneys in town will send me folks that, hey, call this guy. He's going to be able to handle you. You really don't need to hire necessarily an attorney. He's going to be able to handle what you're looking at, what you're doing. He's going to know how to be in front of the judge if you need to be in front of the judge, and all those things. And that's even a referral source here in
Right.
my town that those folks in the legal community, when it's associated with real estate, can send folks our direction. And so those people truly are buying you and your expertise, just like if they were picking an attorney. Do
Right.
you want the most experienced, or do you want the brand new guy that's cheaper? You probably want the most that you can afford in that arena, because they're truly buying here and here when they choose you. So I want to be that for our folks for sure, 100%.
Yeah. People want to work with someone they like, know, and trust. And the third one is really important. It's really important because it has everything
Yeah,
to do with your expertise, right?
absolutely.
I would tell people, you find a good realtor, someone that's really good at it, and you found someone who's worth their weight in gold, because it's an interesting industry that can get a bad rap sometimes. But the ones that are good, the folks doing all the business, there's a reason on, like, what was it, 70% of licensed agents last year across America didn't even do one deal.
I
And
saw that
if you,
statistic.
I mean, it's just staggering when you look at it, and that lines up with how Florida was when I was an active agent here. Most folks, it's the guy that taught me real estate. He said, "Micah, there is no competition in real estate." He said, "If you will get good at this, if you will dedicate yourself to it, do your job well, you're unstoppable, man. Like, nobody, just you won't have any issues. Never worry about customers coming to you, because that is what this business thrives on." Man, deal, brother. If that's the way, let me study and learn this game. And he was 100% true. Most folks don't call you back. I like to use realtors working with investment stuff. I mean, I try to teach people what I used to do when I was the realtor. Investors and realtors can get along really well, because if good realtors know how to find that deal, they got their ear to the ground. Brokerages get calls from people naturally that we spend a lot of money direct marketing to ask about their house. If you can build those relationships, it's a whole other very stable pipeline for deals, because
Absolutely.
you're working with a professional in the business. I
Agree
was talking
wholeheartedly.
I was talking to somebody yesterday about that same thing. That's the technique he's using right now, is he's building relationships with realtors. But one of the things he's making sure he trains his people on is, you are dealing with professionals. The ones that we want to work with, they are professionals. They've paid money to get their education. They pay to be recognized by the state for their license. Like, these are the ones that are good at it, who we're after. They're professionals. And I was like, dude, you nailed it. You nailed it. You do right by them, and they'll do right by you, and you'll break through the noise. Because a bunch of investors call realtors, but they call to take. They don't call to help. It's all about what can they get, not how can they be a part of that person's career. Because that's where, coming from, I remember my first real estate investor I met. Holy cow, man. I was driving down the road out here in St. Augustine, a back road, and I saw this red Miata just off the side of the road. And it was an older man looking into the woods. And we're realtors, man. Don't just be stopped at a property looking around with a for sale sign. And I'm going to stop. Nobody's there. So I pulled over and talked to him. He just wanted to find a survey stake. And he's like, "Man, nobody's ever just stopped like that for me before." I was like, "Well, you look like you needed help, man. I just want to stop by." He goes, "I'm introducing you to my son. He's a builder. He's got about 36 houses he needs to sell." And I was just like, whoa,
That's a good stop.
whoa, hold on. And I got baptized into the investment world, and was just like, what is this? This is incredible. This is an incredible part of the industry I didn't know existed, and how to help people see it. If you can find the right folks to work with, you can sell one guy 100 houses if you want to, Like
True story.
there's the relationship is there. So I get bugged when I see them button heads a lot. And it's like, you just got to find the ones that want to work with you. Because retail real estate's not investment real estate. It's a completely different thing.
Right.
And not every personality does both, but you find the ones that do both, and man, gold mine. Well, Rhett, I appreciate your time, man, your story, your perspective today. Thanks for hopping on here with us. For those that are listening in that would like to learn more about you, possibly hear about what your property management company has going on, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
You know, we were talked about personal connections. I am perfectly fine with anybody reaching out directly to my personal number, 931-278-0202. We work all over Middle Tennessee. We get into East Tennessee sometimes too. We've got some contracts out there in Chattanooga and Knoxville over the years. And so if we could help you and you're in our state, we'd love to participate in that. And if there's something that we end up partnering with another brokerage across the way, we can do that too. Just reach out and let's talk about how we can serve you honorably, and we'll do all we can for you.
Awesome, man. For those listening and watching, check the show notes. We'll make sure that we have Rhett's phone number right there for you. Reach out to him if you're in that area. Like I always say here, when you meet true professionals, use them, work with them. They don't know what they know by accident. It's a dedication to the industry. There's a passion there. So make sure you take advantage. Rhett, again, man, thanks for being here. Appreciate your time today. For all those listening in, if you got value out of this episode, please like this episode. Share it with someone else you think you get value out of it. As always, please don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. We appreciate every single one of you that follows along with us out there. We have more conversations coming up with operators just like Rhett out there building a real business in the industry. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.